Welcome to a yoga class that will bring a sense of strength, a sense of peacefulness, and an alignment with your heart. So let's get started. This class will be about probably 45 minutes to an hour, and it will end with a final relaxation meditation. So to begin, finding a comfortable seat for yourself. So it might look cross-legged like this, and I want to be very clear that as I offer and bring forth the guidance of yoga postures and meditation, I am offering you suggestions and flow and different ways to be with your body, mind, and spirit. If you find that you are not comfortable sitting in easy pose, Sukhasana here, then you can choose to do what's best for your body. So it might be that you have to move around a little bit more, change things around. Another really good option is bringing a cushion beneath you. In fact, I'll grab one right now. So putting a cushion underneath you brings your hips up a little bit higher. And so your knees can be closer to the earth, and you might even need some more height than just one cushion. So beginning here in this upright position, settling into your body, making any little movements necessary to find comfort for you. Feeling your foundation, feeling the legs upon the earth, upon the ground. And lengthen up from your foundation, from your sit bones, those two bones at the bottom of your buttocks. Let them be your foundational, your contact points as you lengthen up through your torso, letting the spine become more spacious, as though you have a string on top of your head, pulling you up towards the sky. And as you're pulled, allow yourself to relax into that length. The shoulders come back away from the ears. Your jaw relaxes. The eyes are gently closed. You may have your hands face up towards the sky, or you may want to turn your hands down towards the floor on your thighs. Be aware of your feet. Relax feet as we sit and become still to start our practice today. Following your breath now. Be aware of what is your unique inhale and exhale. Each time you inhale, notice how the body becomes more alive. Inhaling energy. Exhale to release any excess tension, stagnant energy, holding energy. Inhale, aliven. Exhale, release. Bring your hands now to heart center so that the palms are touching and the thumbs are pressing gently against your sternum. Open the chest a little towards those hands. Let the shoulder blades rest back and down. And then peer down at the fingertips, bowing down to your inner world, your inner heart. And then we're going to start to add in some more movement here. So as we bring the head up, we're going to let the arms rise up as though we're opening now our heart up to the sky. Turning the chest upwards and reaching up. Gentle with yourself as the first stretch. And then the hands come down to the knees. And the head and the face look down towards the floor as you concave your back, so pushing the back towards behind you. And then we'll inhale this time, just keep the hands where they are, and inhale, opening the chest, looking up towards the sky. Continue to move your body like this. Exhale as you bring your body more in a concave position. Inhale as you open and stretch through the front. Listening to your own body. This might be a little faster for you. It might be smaller movements, whatever works. Listening in. We'll do this 3 more times with your own breath. One more time. Coming to a tall spine now. Bring both hands to your heart, palms facing inwards. Take 3 conscious breaths, so following the inhale all the way through, and then the exhale, staying anchored to the breath. 3 cycles. Arms come straight up. We're reaching now up and up and up, and I'm going to ask that you actually just let your shoulders come up as well. You can't see so well with this shirt, but bring your shoulders all the way up. Stretch, 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 stretch up. And then let your shoulders come down so you have more space, and we're just going to turn the head from side to side. I'll be encouraging you to connect with your breath throughout the practice. Sometimes we hold the breath to concentrate on movement or concentrate on how the body's feeling. So one more time each side. Back to front. Stretch up, keep the shoulders down. Bring the right hand behind, left hand to the front, and turn towards the right. Then we're going to inhale up, hands coming up, turning towards the front. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale up. Exhale to the other side. Keeping that foundation close to the earth. Continue to cycle through to each side. We'll do one more to each side. And when we come back to the front, arms up, bring the hands together and bring them down to your heart. Take a moment to breathe, feel into the openness, the experience, the sensations. Bring your hands out so the elbows are bent, and then we're just going to take a moment to rotate the wrists. Rotating in both directions. directions. I always like to give the wrists a little bit of attention here, and then you can get your fingers involved. Let the hands dance around a little. And pay attention to each of them. Pay attention to your fingers, each one. Give them a little shake. Open and close. Bringing the feet now out in front of you. You can keep the cushion there if that feels good for you. And we're going to do some work with the legs. So strong legs to start here. Toes pointing up towards the face. If you need a little bit of extra support underneath your knees, you can roll up a blanket underneath or put some cushions underneath. So you'll have to check to see for your hamstrings if you need that support. Foundation again, so thinking about those sit bones coming down, tall back. Bringing your hands to your side, so this is staff pose, so finding your lines and your strength in your lines. In your torso, in your legs, in your arms, straight up, straight ahead. And then I'm going to ask you to let that go. Let sink down. And we're just going to walk the hands forward. And be mindful here. In this forward fold, there tends to be a desire to strive and reach for the toes or reach for the ankles. I'm asking you to bring in the idea of surrender here and let your body rest forward. Take some beautiful breaths here. Walking the hands back up. Roll the shoulders up and back. Up and forward. Come back and feel the lines of the legs being strong, toes towards the head. Tall torso, spine is alive and it's tall, lots of space between the vertebrae. Arms coming up, reach up, let the shoulders down, and now this time there is a little more expression. We are reaching towards the feet, but when we get here, we're going to inhale, look up, exhale, release, and let the body kind of come back towards itself. So we're not reaching out towards the feet. Instead, we're curling in towards our own torso, letting go. Long, deep breaths. Reaching forward. And this time we're reaching with the arms, reaching up. Exhale, open up to the sides. Bring the hands onto the floor. Bend the knees and just do little tick-tocks from side to side. Looking the opposite direction from your knees. And then now let's meet on all fours. And I'm realizing as I work with technology here that I've lost my screen. So pause for a moment and we'll meet each other here on all fours. And here what I'd like you to do is align your wrists underneath your shoulders. Your hips and your knees are in line. And we're going to, and you might need some extra padding underneath your knees, so just do that if you need to. And then we're going to lift the feet up and we're going to rotate the ankles to start. Both directions, of course. Give them a little shake. And then let's put those down. Finding your alignment in this table position. So you want to feel as though you could put some things on your back and they would stay in steady. See if you're balanced between your hands and your knees and shins. If this is too much for your wrists, you can roll your mat up and have your fingers off the edge. And that can sometimes help with how you're feeling in your wrists. We're going to do cat-cow. So first inhale, looking up, letting the tailbone go up. Exhale, curling the tailbone under, looking back at your knees. Inhale up. Exhale. Again, same guidance around listening to your own body as you move through this. Continue to flow with your breath. We'll do it one more time, each direction. And then coming back into a child's pose. So letting the buttocks come down towards the feet and giving yourself a nice long stretch through the arms. Bringing the forehead down towards the floor. In this position, you want to roll the shoulders out and down towards the floor so you can really feel the stretch through your armpit area. Continue to breathe here, and if you want, you can bring your arms back behind you, or you can stack your fists and bring your forehead on top of the two fists. I'd like to stay here for a few breaths, and I'll describe to you. So you stay in that position, bringing your breath into your lower back, and even do a little tilt of the pelvis down towards the floor. So your lower back expands and opens as you're in the child position. So continue to breathe there in child's pose. One more full breath. Stretch the arms out in front. Rise up onto all fours, but keep your hands a little more forward this time. We're going to prepare to come up to our first downward dog. Rolling the toes under, bringing the weight towards the hands. And before we go up, just placing your pressure into the front of your hands and extra attention on the index finger and the thumb. So you're sort of turning in towards the thumb and the index finger. Elbows are slightly bent out towards the sides of your mat. And then you're going to press and lift the hips up and up and up. Keep the knees quite bent to start. We want to be careful of the lower back. So your downward dog, when you first start, should actually have quite a bit of bend. And you're pushing to lengthen. You're pushing the hips to lengthen from your fingertips all the way to your hips and your lower back. And then you can start to dance your legs a little or bend and move them. Wake them up a little bit here. Breathing, of course. And then we'll take a pause, and you may want to push down your feet towards, your heels towards the mat, but that's not totally necessary. You want to listen to your own body here. They may not reach the floor, so they may need a nice good bend. I'll be silent for a moment for one full breath. And coming down onto all fours, giving yourself a stretch through child's pose, long arms, and then we're going to roll up, pause, in hero position, so kneeling. If kneeling is not good for your body, then just give yourself a little on the side here, or sometimes kneeling with the legs open works. So just a position that gives you a moment after we've just done that series to pause. We're going to do that series 2 more times. Bringing yourself into table position. Couple handprints or one handprint forward. Just work with what your body would like to do there. We're going to roll the feet, the toes under. Take a breath. On the exhale, push up, getting that length through the torso, arms. And then you can bring the heels down towards the floor, or you can walk them out, whatever feels better for you. And we'll stay here for 3 breaths. You can shift the head from side to side, encouraging it to release. Bringing the knees down gently, reaching back into child's pose, and rolling up slowly into the kneel or over to your side. And if you've been on one side, let yourself come down on the other side this time. Let's come back to all fours. Inhale. Hands forward. Inhale. Exhale, pushing up. Protect your lower back. Keep your knees bent if you need some extra support. Let's roll the shoulders away and give lots of space between the ears and the shoulders here. So your shoulder blades are rolling down towards your buttocks still, even in this position. And breathe. Lower the knees. Stretch back into child's pose. And rolling up. Take a pause. We're going to come now into standing forward bend. So bringing yourself into that position in the best way that you can. So I want to encourage movement that's mindful. And so if I'm doing it in a particular manner that doesn't feel like you can put your body into it, try something different. It might be that you bring your feet forward like this. And I want you to be mindful not to bring your head up yet. We want to keep it close down towards the floor because we've been near the floor for a long time. A lot of bend in the knees, again, if you've got tight hamstrings or a lower back that speaks out to you. So then let the arms clasp, or bring one hand above each shoulder, or each elbow rather, and just let yourself hang. Give yourself a little swing from side to side. And then pausing in the center. Bring your hands either onto your shin or onto the floor, and then you're going to lengthen the spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, extend, lengthen, exhale, release. One more time, lengthening and releasing. Pause. We're going to come up in a little bit of a swing. So you may want to just look up a little bit here at the screen and just kind of see how I'm reaching from side to side. It's kind of swinging, and then I'm going to reach out. Try to keep your head down. Reaching from side to side. Feeling a stretch through your side body, through your ribs, from your hips. Moving to standing. You might lose my visual here. And then we're going to reach up all the way to the sky, and I'll just adjust this. In time, I'll have this set up a little bit better for when I'm doing these. So now we're standing and stretching up. Same kind of idea, bring your shoulders right up to your ears. And then let the shoulders come down. Keep that length. Keep a bit of a tuck in your tailbone here. And keep your ribs tightly knit so there's not too much movement. You still have this strength through your core as you're reaching up. Breathing, this is extended Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel your lines again. Those lines through your legs, through the torso, through your arms, those lines of strength that connect you down to the earth. And then we're going to exhale, let the arms slowly come down. And let's take a moment in Tadasana. You're welcome to close the eyes, or you can have a soft gaze forward. Feel into your feet and notice if the weight of your body is equally distributed on your feet. The arms hang down to the sides, the fingertips reaching down towards the earth. And then let's turn the palms forward a little to acknowledge openness, the ability to receive. And ask yourself as you're standing in the strong mountain, what are you open to receive? Notice what comes to mind or to your heart. And then I'm going to encourage us now to reach up to the sky and imagine that we're embracing love. We're reaching up towards the Creator, the Divine, God, however you see those higher powers, and we're going to bring them into our heart. Inhale, reach up, gathering it in. Exhale to the heart. Inhale, reach up, gathering in. One more time. And pause with your arms, your hands at your heart center. And we'll finish with one more balancing pose before we come back down to our mats. The balancing pose is going to be tree pose. I'm just going to move this down. Maybe you can see my feet a little bit better. So we're in Tadasana, feeling that balance between both feet. You can see if you can get my head in there still. And what I'd like you to do is just focus on the lower part of my body for now and listening. We're going to bring our weight into our left leg. And so you can kind of give a little bend to the right. And you're going to bring your hands to your hips. And just make sure that you feel like you've got a relatively straight line between the two hip bones here. So the strength is going down into the left leg. You feel as though there's roots growing down like the tree of a trunk of a tree. And then we're going to move the ankle, or the heel rather, to the ankle of the left leg. And that's how we're going to start. This is the beginning of the tree pose. This is very stable. We've got both feet still on the ground here. Take a moment to feel into the strength of your trunk. And then if you would like to add balance to it, you can bring your foot up to your shin. You might want to even find a support if you need that. If you want to even test it a little bit more, you can come on up here. But I'm aware that sometimes we put ourselves into positions that cause strain or stress or judgment. So if here is where it's going to give you balance and the ability to sink in, please choose that for now. And then, I mean, you can always explore a little bit, kind of have a little fun with the balance, but come to what feels really supportive for you. Well, actually, I'm going to start here today. Then we're going to bring our hands to heart center, press the palms gently towards each other, and breathe in this position to begin. And then we're going to let the branches rise up and open up to the sides. Lengthen the head up towards the sky. Open heart, same idea, keep that little tuck in the tailbone. Keep these front ribs knitted in towards the core. Keep your core alive. And then if you want, you can play a little. You can reach down. Checking in with your hips. Finding a focus point to balance and breathe. We're going to slowly come out, bring one foot down, the other foot side by side, hands at the heart. Balance yourself between both feet. Right side now, strong, growing roots down into the earth. Feel the lines again, feel that strength. Turn the left leg open, bring the heel into the inner right leg, into the ankle there. Check in with your hips. Feel your foundation. Always check in with your foundation. This is great. I was going to say advice. I guess it's kind of like advice to always check in with your foundation, whether you're here with your mat or you're out in the world. How are you aligned with your foundation? What gives you strength, courage, stability in your life? Hands to heart center. And then you may want to try this side. It might be a very different feeling. Foot on the shin or above the knee. Never on the knee. That's a risky place to put your foot against the knee. So you want either above or below. And then we can open up. And remember, you can always keep that foot down for extra balance. Let yourself be that tree. Bringing the foot down, hands come through the center, ending in this position of namaste. Gratitude for the tree pose. Reaching up, we're going to do a standing forward bend. Open the heart to the sky. Bend the knees a little to protect the lower back. And let the body come forward. Let the head just move from side to side, up and down. Move the jaw around. Let the shoulders wiggle a little. Keep strong in the legs as the upper part of your body releases. And with mindfulness, bringing yourself down onto your mat. We're going to come back into all fours and just take a moment in the hips. Just to roll the hips back and forward. You might need that extra padding underneath your knees on both sides, rolling back and forward, front and back. And then let's come so that our buttocks is on the floor. And make another little adjustment. So you're going to bring your buttocks on the floor, feet out in front of you. Thank you for bearing with me as I move the screen around. Ready to come back into that forward bend, relaxed. Walking the hands towards the feet. Exhale. And we're going to roll up quite quickly here. So we're inhaling like a wave. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. And then keep your body upright. And I'd like to end with a twist before we move into a meditation. Gently bring yourself down to the floor. Position yourself so you feel comfortable and held. Bring your knees up towards your chest. Give yourself a little rock from side to side, turning the head opposite direction to the knees. And then there's a couple of options here. You can bring your feet back down to the floor. Walk the feet to the edges of the mat. Bring your arms out to a T position. And then you can let the knees fall to one side as your head turns towards the other. Just going back and forth. If you're interested in a little deeper twist, you can hold and actually bring the foot on top of the knee. Being careful here, it's going to pull down and open up the hips more. So you want to just be mindful, does this actually feel good for my body? Is it too much? Curl that tailbone up towards the ceiling so you've got a long lower spine. And take some breaths. Inhale, come up. You can let your twist move again a couple times. And then we'll switch sides. Again, you can just lie like this without bringing the foot up. If you want to bring the foot up, you bring the right foot up and bring it to the outside of the left leg, just next to the knee. And let the shoulders relax. Move yourself to keep open through the chest and upper back. Check in with your neck here. Sometimes we over twist in our neck. And let the breath flow. Inhale, bringing that foot down. Bring yourself back up. Let's tuck in the knees again towards the chest. Bring the hands to the knees. Inhale, push the knees away. Exhale, bring them back. A couple more times. Inhale, exhale. Let the arms do the work as they push and pull the legs. Keep the knees towards the body. And I'm just going to ask now that you check in with yourself and decide on how you would like to end this class in meditation. Do you want to end the class lying along the floor in more of the corpse pose, the Shavasana, and you might need cushions underneath your legs to keep your lower back more pressed onto the floor. So that's one option. If you decide that you prefer to sit up, roll over to your side and push yourself up, protecting your neck, and find a tall position for your torso to be in and the rest of your body to be relaxed, or supported rather. So if you choose to be sitting up, you can even choose to sit up against a wall if you'd prefer. I'd like this last meditation to be offering you alignment within yourself, alignment of body, mind, and spirit, and also allow you to relax. So if lying down is the best option for you, then lying down is the way to go. So positioning yourself, I'll give you a couple of moments as I also put some extra clothing back on for some warmth. You want to be warm in the end of your practice because you will cool down. So a blanket is always a good option. Or you can imagine that you're turning on a fire, because I'm going to turn on my fireplace. As soon as you've arrived in that position, whether you're lying down or sitting up, breathe. First and foremost, check in with how your physical body feels and how your breath is flowing. Is there anything that you can offer yourself to give you more support and offer you further comfort? Follow the inhale right to the top. Pause at the top of your inhale and exhale completely. Pause at the end of your exhale. Doing that a few times where you're really paying attention to that full inhale, pause, then transition into your exhale. Pause at the end of the exhale. Bring your breath into a natural flow for yourself. Still watching it and being aware of the flow. And we'll begin to tune the mind into the body. So the breath will do its thing, flowing back and forth. And I ask now that you bring your mind's awareness to your feet. And you ask your feet to relax. Relax feet, relax. The feet respond by relaxing. Continuing to follow my voice, follow your breath. Bring the mind's awareness to the legs. Legs relax. Whatever position my legs are in right now, relax. Your legs relax now completely. Bringing your mind's awareness now to the hips and to the pelvic region. Inhale breath to your hips and pelvis. Exhale, relax the hips and pelvis. Hips and pelvis, relax. The lower part of the body is relaxed, from hips to toes. Mind now brings its awareness to the abdomen, to the belly. Abdomen, relax, Relax abdomen. Relax. And the abdomen responds by relaxing. And all the internal organs also relax. The digestive system, the reproductive system relaxes. And this relaxation moves up into the rest of the torso. Torso relax. Chest relax. All the muscles between the ribs and all around the lungs and heart, all relax. Back muscles relax. And if you're sitting up, this relaxation happens all around and within you. And you still can stay sitting up, relaxed. Inhale for a moment and focus on aliveness on that inhale, and exhale, release. Inhale, awareness. Exhale, relax. To your shoulders now. The mind's attention moves to the shoulders relax. Relax shoulders, relax. And this moves down the arms and to the hands. Arms and hands, relax. Mind's awareness moves to the neck, and take a moment to pay attention to the whole neck, front, back, and sides. The mind asks, relax, neck. Relax. And the neck responds by relaxing completely. This relaxation moves over the face muscles and the jaw. Even the teeth relax and the tongue. The outer and the inner ears relax. The whole head is relaxed. The mind now checks in with the whole body, from the toes all the way up to the tips of the fingers, to the top of the head, to the front of the body, the back of the body. Both sides, right and left. The whole body and the systems are relaxed. The mind now goes to the breath and relaxes on the breath. We're aligning the body with this state of relaxation, inviting the mind to join by swinging on the breath. When the mind wanders, without a fuss, we bring it back. And the mind continues to swing beautifully and flow with your breath. I invite you to stay in this place if time permits for you. If your body is saying, this is a good place to stay, and your mind joins in. If you're ready to take this relaxation, this awareness, this heart activation into your day. Then slowly begin to stretch out. Keep the eyes closed as you stretch out. Move your fingers, move your toes. Give yourself a good stretch. If you're on the floor, you may want to bring your knees up to your chest. Give yourself a little roll to side again. And then before coming up to sitting, if you're on your back, please roll to your side and take a moment to be in the fetal position. Take a couple of breaths there. And then use your hands to push yourself up. I'm a big believer that our necks are taken for granted often, and I speak personally, and so I'm uber aware how important it is that when we're moving ourselves, our big rest of our body, that we really think about how the neck is part of that whole system, and it's a lot more delicate. And so being mindful of your neck, let's get in a nice tall position again with our bodies. Foundation is firm. Remember to sit comfortably for yourself. Bring your hands to your heart center, palms facing inwards, facing each other. Take a couple breaths here. Connect with the light within. And as I bow forward towards you, I salute and acknowledge the light within you and the light within me. Thank you so much for joining today in this first offering of yoga on my YouTube channel. I want to thank a dear aunt of mine for inspiring me to do this. And if you happen to see this on YouTube and you want to learn more about me, my name is Margo Lee Burton. I guess you would know that if it's my YouTube channel, but you can go to Your Heart Command Center Relationship Fuel Facebook group, join there. I have many other offerings and things that I put out into the world, and I really love to share my heart medicine to all of you. So be well and in heart.